Welcome back, everyone, to episode 7 of my long play of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. In the last episode, the big surprise twist of the game occurred. Ooh, there's actually 2 castles that you have to go through, the normal one and the inverted version of the castle that you had already played all the way through, expecting to get to the end. Obviously, if you've played the game before, you knew about this inverted second castle, but it may be a surprise people had never played the game before. The new objective of the game is no longer taking on Richter, but of course chasing down Shaft, the priest that had resurrected Dracula in Castlevania Rondo of Blood, or Dracula X. I can't remember what the name on the Super Nintendo was, but in order to do that, we do have to find 5 pieces of Dracula. If you've ever played Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, you know what those parts are called. They are the nail of Dracula, the heart of Dracula, the rib of Dracula, the eye of Dracula, and the ring of Dracula. Now, in Symphony of the Night, for whatever reason, maybe they changed it in the original NES game and it was corrected for this one. The nail of Dracula is now the tooth of Dracula, which frankly just makes more sense. Why am I going after the nail of Dracula when he fights with his fangs, ostensibly? All right, so we've done everything down there. There is no preferred or correct path from here because you have the ability to do just about everything right from the outset. There are no additional items that you have to pick up in order to advance in the game at this point. Let's see. Oh, we got some armor right off the rip. Lightning mail. Let's go ahead and put that on. A nice upgrade from Cloth Tunic, which hopefully we will never have to pick up another one of those again. And I'm probably going to kill the first enemy I see and they'll drop something even crappier. Now, this teleportation room still works. You step on a little pedestal and it takes you up to the door. However, because we're in the inverted castle, it no longer actually takes you anywhere. You have to find those rooms again. So it'll just take me right back to where I was before. No teleporting around the castle to rooms we haven't actually been in yet. So normally what I do is actually go clockwise around the inverted castle, trying to unlock all the rooms that I hadn't been to before. I think we'll go ahead and do that this time. Again, I don't know if there is an actual preferred or better way to do the inverted castle. I just do what works for me. Clear up all these open spaces that I have to fly through. Also, there's a ring here. Turquoise, I think. Oh, garnet. And also there is a... breakable wall there. I could do this the easy way, which is just this. There we go. And we got a sword. The Sword of Dawn. Now, the Sword of Dawn is one of the more interesting weapons in the game, and unfortunately it didn't work when they made the original game the way they intended for it to do. Summons Dawn Warriors. So basically what you do is, when you swing this weapon, and it is two-handed, it just swings like a normal weapon, but if you do a quarter circle, you'll actually summon a random enemy. And they'll actually fight whatever is in front of you. Sounds like a very cool weapon. The unfortunate part of the design of it is the enemies had their attack damage nerfed, and I think they only do like 1 hit point damage when they hit enemies. So a cool weapon hampered by poor programming on the part of Konami, and unfortunately Koji Igarashi, who was working on this game. Now, they may have fixed it in this re-release version of the game. I won't say that with 100% confidence. They maybe didn't fix it at all. I don't know. Oh, no, I want to turn it to a bat. There we go. And that should be... Nope, I missed it. Up. Come on. How about now? All right, good. Get to the other side of the room. Okay, and we got all the map now. Nope, come on. Turn back to human. Or Dampier, whatever. Alright, so we need to go through the room directly below me. Right here. And I think we fight a boss almost immediately after walking in. Yes, we do. Wouldn't be a Castlevania game if you didn't find a giant bat at some point, I guess. Although I don't know if that actually became standard until Iga took over most of the gameplay design, because there is a giant bat boss in just about all of his games now. Oh no, I'm getting rocked. Uh-oh. Alright, time to get some food. I have to take this off for a second and put some potion in here. Where we got the potions? Or anything. I'll eat a steak if I have to. That'll work. There we go. Do another. Alright. Back to the sword. Oh, come on. There it is. Alright, come on. Let's get this bad. Got him. One hit. I probably shouldn't have bothered. I believe we just get some health from him. He is not one of the first bosses we have to fight to get the item. Oh, my mistake. We did get it. All right. Well, that was one of the 5 we have to find. I don't think it's exactly perfect, but I do think there are some rooms that were rather elegantly designed as part of the inversion of the castle. Yoink. And no, I don't think all of the hidden blocks in this game or hidden breakable walls have the same items in them. Some of them will. Whoa. Go get him. Yeah, see, it does almost no damage. A cool gimmick hampered by bad design. Alright, let's see what's in here. Moonrod? That's a new weapon. Just gonna put it on. And we'll put our shield back on, wherever it is. I don't remember what we had last. We'll go with Herald Shield. And sort everything. So I think this one also has, yep, some special ability, which is you just do a quarter circle forward and he shoots little moon rings out. Might be another one. No, no, back. Or back forward, rather. And I don't think this has the special ability that the, whatever the ring is that affects your stats during the night. Whatever that was called. So it doesn't gain extra power just because you're using a power at night. Hello. They made these little spike things super damaging, so you gotta be very careful when you're going past those things, because they'll hit you for like 70 or 80 hit points, even if you have good armor on. Okay, we gotta cover the bottom a little bit. Oh, I missed a room. No! Those bombs do a ton of damage if they hit. Everything in the inverted castle does more damage if you get hit, but yeah, some things even more than others. There we go. Yup. No breakable wall there. And this part of the map's clear. Never go under, always go over. So I don't think it does nearly the damage going over that it does under. And in fact, oh crap! I'm sorry, Bye Booty, you're gone. Take that pot roast. Yummy, yummy pot roast. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, look at that damage. Oh, I got hit again. I got him. I think those bomb guys actually drop dynamite and TNT if you kill them. So neither are terribly good farmable items. I mean, I guess if you're using explosives to fight enemies because you have a bad weapon, you could do that. Go get. There we go. This area is complete. And now we're into the castle, or the clock tower. I guess we're always in the castle. So if you decided not to farm for Heaven's Sword, those guys will still drop it if you actually manage to fight enough of them. Again, very cool weapon, but also most of the really cool weapons in this game take a ton of farming, and it's just not worth the effort. Heaven's Sword is a cool gimmick, but maybe not the most useful item in the game. Hello. Get him to come over here where I can hit him. Come on. There you are. Ow. Ow! Get my health back and kill him in one shot. Oh! Well done, demon.
You're welcome, Master.
And these guys do respawn if you scroll off the screen. Get out of here. So it's a little bit easier to actually farm for them in this part of the game than it is in the regular castle where you first see them. Uh-oh. Ooh, I thought I took way more damage. Kind of would have been cool if you could do all the spin moves and stuff that they can do, but nope, doesn't work that way. Oh, I got stoned. Now, just like in the regular castle, there is a little secret room you can unlock by hitting a bunch of gears so that they lock into the position that you need them to be in. They make the little opening sound. We'll try to do it. It can be a little bit frustrating in this part because there aren't anywhere near as many safe standing spots in this inverted castle. All right, that one's locked. That one especially is pretty tough. See what I mean? Up, hip, hip. Oh, come on. Get out of the way, out of the way. Ah, these things. Dodged you. Get up. Whoop. Alright, that one's locked. I gotta go up and over to the other side because it takes 4 of them in order to open. Oh, crap. You do take increased damage while you're stoned. I think we already talked about that before. Get out of the way. That one's locked. One more right there. Ooh, like. Oh, hey. Come on. Still not up. Come on. Still not there. Got it. All right, so let's go back to the other side. The door is open. Oh, you jerk! All right, let's just do this the safe way. Nope, nope. We're just flying past all of them. I don't want to risk hitting one of those by accident. We get a diamond, a life apple, and a sunstone. And the sunstone works just like the moonstone, which we had on, which is that you actually do increase damage during the daytime. So let's go ahead and put it on. Apparently it is nighttime, so this isn't going to help us in any way, but we use what we find in this run, so we're now using sunstone for however long until we get another droppable, whatever those are, relics, accessories. guys. Wow, there are a ton of these guys. Do my thing. There we go. I'd be really happy if one of you dropped the sword. I know you're not going to, because you're all jerks. Thank you. Oh, ooh. My bad booty! I got my bad booty back. I got my bad booty back, booty back, booty back. I got my bad booty back, booty. Chili's by booty back ribs. I love that in the inverted castle, that doesn't push you up, it pushes you down. It doesn't matter which side of the castle you're in. The gear that turns kind of towards the camera always pushes you down. No, come on. There we go. Oh, this part. This is one of the worst areas of the game. Doesn't matter what time you're playing through it. In the regular or inverted castle, those areas always suck. And let's drop straight down, see what's down here. I think Yorick is bouncing around down here. Oh, no, it's the Valhalla Knights. Get him. Nice. It's a very useful ability. Uh-oh. Nope, don't want that. Alright, now we get one of the items that Alucard started the game with, the Dragon Helm. It's a very strong helmet. In fact, I think it's the best defensive helmet in the entire game. And it adds a little bit of your attack damage. Or adds a little bit to your attack damage because, of course, it frightens enemies. The irony, of course, is none of the art for Alucard ever shows him wearing a helmet, so the idea that that's one of his starter weapons or items is kind of ridiculous, but whatever. Alright, so let's do this. And let's do this. Hey, there's a bunch of this stuff back there. Got a pill for smartness, strength potion, and luminous, which I think is a dark stat weapon. At the bottom, forged by elves. All right, so it doesn't. I don't think it has any special abilities. Okay, let's see what the map coverage looks like. We gotta go back the other way. I'm doing these little charges as the bat does actually wear down your magic total. So you have to use it sparingly. Fortunately, I no longer have my little moon attack, so I can't shoot the moons at him. Better off avoiding them altogether. All right, let's go to the very top. I did break the bridge in one spot, but I don't think every spot it's broken. So there are some areas you have to get to from underneath, or I guess now it would technically be above. And I do think some of them have items. I guess we'll find out. Yep, there we go. There's a karma coin. Again, we have not had much call to use those yet. We may find a boss coming up that it would behoove me if I have a really bad weapon to try to use to take them down. Those are very powerful attack items, the karma coins, as well as the power of Sire. So you don't want to waste those. You want to save them for really tough enemies. Alright, we're now in the really tall tower that's not the clock tower. I don't know what to call it. Good time to save, get some health back. We are going to the library next, and the library has the enemy that drops Crissagrim. Or Crissagrim, or Chris and Jim if you're very weird. Chris and Jim. Oh, I missed the jump. So I think at this point we have the ability to do one of the more expensive but also incredibly useful abilities that Alucard has as a magic skill, and that would be Soul Steal. Soul Steal basically attacks every enemy on the screen a number of times, and every time it hits the enemy, it steals health that you get back in the form of 8 hit points per unit. These skulls here don't die. You can hit them all you want, nothing ever happens. Doesn't matter what weapon you use. So it turns out these are really good enemies to use Soul Steal on because you can actually draw a bunch of health out of them and they never die. So you can just do it multiple times to get all your health back. And the way it works, and I'm probably going to botch, is you press back, do a half circle from the other direction, and then you press forward again. So it goes a little something like, and I'm going to botch this, watch. Hey, I got it! So that's a really good spell that you can use to get some health back in a very serious pinch. But again, it is a very expensive ability. I think it's 50 magic points. Actually, it'll be listed on the spell page now that I used it. 50 magic points. There you go. So that is one of the ones that you could buy a book to learn, or you could just do it once and the game will give it to you as an ability. Another one that we haven't done yet, but we can just knock it out so that we have it. If you press up, down in a quarter circle forward, I believe you do his... I may be doing it wrong. There it goes. His teleport move that emulates Dracula's own move. And that one, I can't remember what it's called. Hellfire. That is a nice little move to move forward if you're trying to avoid an obstacle, because he can teleport, I believe, forward a little bit when you do it. Again, these are nice little bonuses that don't actually help you much, especially once you start getting better weapons and familiars that actually start helping out in a serious way. Okay. I don't believe this works here. It does not. Come on. There we go. Got him. These guys can be real jerks because they bounce bones in a way that they never lose the trajectory or the bounce arc. So they'll just bounce super high and aggressively in your path if they fall down a little bit. Watch. See, that thing's going to keep the same height from where it originally started. Ah! Just turn into a bat to get over that. Yeah, you can't clear it with a double jump, so you have to either fly or do your gravity jump to go up. All right, we're into the library. We're not going to grind for Crissagrim, whatever you call it. It would make the game interesting and fun, but also way too easy. This guy also drops an interesting item called Fist of Tulkas, which is literally that clawed weapon that he attacks you with. And those shmoos, I believe, are the ones that drop the Crissagrim. Oh, he got me. They hit hard. And he has a multi-swing attack as well that he hasn't done yet. Oh, yes, there's a little trick that we're going to want to do at some point here that you can do with the librarian, which I haven't done yet. I wasn't saving it for any particular reason, but it is a cool little bonus ability that you can do once you gain gravity jump. It was one of those things that when I first heard about it years and years ago, I thought it was bull. There was no way that it was real. And then I got it, and it works. You got to be a little patient because you don't get everything on the first try, but God, these guys are rocking me. I need to heal up. Let's put a little bit of... When did that happen? Apparently I have the Medusa shield. I did not notice that getting picked up. So let's go ahead and put it on now. And we'll do some of the cool little tricks you can do with that one. I don't think there's anything spell-wise you can do with it, but it does damage if you bump enemies with it. Oh, and let's try peanuts. Peanuts are one of the funniest healing items in the game because what you do is... Oh, no. You throw it up in the air, and then you have to try to catch it in your mouth. There you go. And you can't just stand in place and do it. You have to move forward a little. So I wasted 4 of those and only got 1 in my mouth. Why did they do it that way? I don't know. Video games. All right, so we got all our health back. Let's go ahead and put the sword back on. Nope, put it on. All right, so the cool thing about the Medusa shield, and I think we talked about the dark shield doing it, is it does damage to enemies when you touch them with it. Not fast, but it does do damage. Those scarecrows also drop a very cool weapon. There's a bunch of cool weapons in the library if you're patient. That one drops, I believe he drops the Muramasa or the Masamune. I'm not sure which one of the 2 names it is. Uh-oh, these things. Oh, I hate those things. Oh, we're in a tough spot. We're in a tough spot here. Oh, no. I might die. Okay. Oh, that was really hairy. This area is a brute. This is one of the hardest areas of the game. Let's go ahead and gobble up a turkey. Or 2. Some health back. We're not far from the save room in the library, but I don't want to take any chances. Whee! So that little gap I just fell through is also underneath the librarian's seat right here. What you do is in the regular castle, you get in this room directly underneath him, and you bump him from underneath the gravity jump, and it'll actually push the seat up. And he drops items that he was holding that he was not selling to you. There are some really good ones that you can get out of him. In particular, I think the best armor in the game, which is Dracula's tunic. So that's a nice little drop you can get just by doing something unconventional that the game doesn't even tell you is a thing. All right, save room is right here. I believe one of the 5 items that we need is actually in the boss fight here. So we do have to go in here and take on the enemy in here. And all those stupid tin men are in here as well, so we gotta be careful. And here, one up above. Oh, shoot! Thankfully, the scarecrows are not very effective. Although they do represent something that you never really hear about in stories, classical stories about Dracula, which is they're obviously people who had been impaled as a result of fighting against Dracula at some point. Ow. Get out of here. Do some damage. See if I can soul steal from him. Thank you. Jerk. Oh, no. Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do this. Oop. Hey. Look at that. I'm doing no damage. That's why this guy is such a jerk. Uh-oh. I mean to do that. But you see, he dodges damage when he does that. Also, when they convert, like he just did, where he opens up, that's a gun that pops out of his chest. And yes, it does actually fire if you don't kill him before he starts using it. You get Talwar? No, Baudelaire. Which Baudelaire, if I'm not mistaken, has a bonus effect based on number of rooms. Oh, length of time that you've played the game. So the game clock actually increases the damage of this weapon the longer that you play it. But again, just like the Muramasa, which if we haven't talked about yet, the Muramasa has a nice little effect where whenever you draw blood from an enemy and actually consume it, like when you do Dark Metamorphosis, the Muramasa gains a damage increase that is permanent, but you have to do it a lot to get it to go up. And Baudelaire, just like the Muramasa, gains power over time, but the amount of time you got to play to get that increase is prohibitively high, so it's not that useful, even though it sounds like a cool gimmick. I suppose if you spend hours and hours and hours playing to grind to get levels for your familiar, you might be able to get some real benefit out of it, but it's not an end game weapon by any means. Do some blasting on him. Run, coward! Get some health back from him. Come on. Come on, you coward. I'm gonna start doing some spirit bombs on you. Uh-oh. He took his gun for him. I killed him, though. Oh, shoot. No Fistatulcus from him. My little devil's starting to get into it. So we're too low to actually soul steal those guys. I don't think it would count unless they're visibly on screen. But those guys we can do it to, just fine. Thanks, boys. Ouch! Nope, I did it wrong. It's also a very expensive move. Hey, we got Fistatulcus! Cool! I was hoping we'd get something out of this room to show all our effort. So it's a very damaging weapon. And again, it has some cool abilities as well. You could shoot fireball. You could do a bunch of combo punches with it. This is a very neat weapon. I think the fireball actually costs you a little magic to use it. No, it doesn't. So at least for the short period that we're probably going to have it before I pick up something stupid and crappy, we have a neat little weapon we can use to attack some enemies in a way that we hadn't been able to do before. Alright, so we're going to take advantage of this little damage difference, or height difference. Poke at this guy instead of letting him do the damage to me. Alright, cool. That's where the boss would have been if there was a boss in here, and I guess there isn't. Maybe it's just a random pickup. I'm fairly certain there's something of use in here that we haven't found yet. Oh, look at that. I rocked him. A little combo punch does the trick. Tiger. Nope. Go through. There we go. And what do we get for all our effort? The Starlight. So what the Starlight does is, I believe it affects the damage caused by holy items. Oh, it strengthens the power of the cross. So not all of the items, just the sub-weapon, the cross, which we haven't actually used before. And the cross functions a little bit like the cross that you would have used in the classic games, well, excuse me, the cross item wasn't in all the games. I think it may have just been Rondo of Blood, where it doesn't act as a boomerang. It just is a whole screen attacking item, but it is very expensive. I think it uses 50 hearts or 100 hearts. So you're not using that as a primary attack by any means. It is a last resort only. I think we're done here. Yep. All right. So we finished most of what we were going to be able to do in the library. We just want to clear out the very top section, which has one item room. And then we're going to head on to the very bottom of the tower, or what would now be the top of the tower. And we're going to make our way to the Underground Caverns and sweep through there. Again, there's two different ways that you can probably go from there. We haven't actually got to go one way or another. We have to cover basically the entire castle. All right, some more resist items that we don't actually use. We might end up in a situation where we want to use one of those, but there's not very many situations I can think of where we would need to. There's one boss in the game that we might need to do it for. Oh, nice dodge. And I think we're one-shotting those shmoos, so we're in a better situation than we were when we started the area, and we just got another Fist of Tulkas. Got plenty of Fists of Tulkas, but absolutely no Crissagrims. Oh! Ooh! Ouch! Oh! Shmoo! Screw you! Oh! Hey! Got the Shmoo. No item from you. Oh, let's do the combo. Oh, a scarecrow. I don't avoid a fight unless we're in serious trouble, and we're not in serious trouble right now, so we fight. What do we do, Cap? We fight. Okay, come on. Had enough of your nonsense. I'm sorry that this weapon doesn't hit you up there. Tiger. Tiger. I guess I could technically be saying Hadouken! But I always preferred Tiger. So quick. Snappy. Hey, quit running. Quit running, you coward. Owie! Come on, Shmoo. I got bad news for you. Oh, we missed a spot. So one of the things that you have to do when you're going back through these areas, if you're trying to hit all the blocks, is you have to make sure you cover the ceiling, because sometimes there are map parts that you can only get by touching the ceiling. For example. Owie! The spot we missed, I just covered it. There we go. I have 167 health and 167 hearts. Unfortunately, this is not a lucky 7 situation where I'm going to do Omni Slash 64 times in a row. Although that would be amazing. Alright, now we just need to get out of here and move back to the tower. We gotta go through another gauntlet of those guys, the Shmoos and Fist of Tulkas boys, whatever they're called, lions. Ah, you jerk. Come back. Gotcha. Alright, let's see if we can get some health out of him. Thank you. It's too bad you don't get what you do in damage from him. It'd be way more than what I had just taken. So it looks like no Crissagrim for this run. Sorry, guys, if you were trying to see me get that item. They're hoping to see me get that item. Oh! Okay. Oh, this guy is a jerk! Gotcha. Let's get some health back from this. Thank you. I think it's a worthwhile trade this late in the game, getting the health back by expending the 50 magic points. Stop it, you jerk. Alright, so there is a boss that we can fight this way. I think we can take him. We should go save first. There's a save room that's kind of behind him and a floor above. No reason to take a chance at this point in the playthrough. Hey, Paranthropus, or whatever his name is. Hey! This is the guy that drops the Ring of Varda, which we're probably also not going to find in this playthrough. Tell you, the one that I would really love to see before the end of this playthrough, and I know we're not going to see it, it's a weapon called Mournblade, and Mournblade basically does the Soul Steal effect every time you hit the enemy with the sword. So you get 8 hit points for every single time you hit the enemy. Very cool ability. Unfortunately, it drops from one of the hardest enemies to kill in the game, and it is an extremely low drop rate. Boss fight. Ah, you jerk. Yeah, this is probably going to be a tricky fight. There we go. Oh, he's doing his thing again. I suppose what I could do is I could lay down a little bit of my booty. Look at that. Take that. Yeah. It's so tough when I do that. Yeah! Early voice acting in video games. Yeah! Now we have the Tooth of Lad, or in the original NES game, it would have been the Nail of Lad for whatever reason. Shield Potion is a really lame pickup for the finish of that boss fight. You'd hope for something a little more dramatic, but I didn't make the game. Get some health. So we're now really starting to get sick gains from all these enemies, or all the levels that we're doing. So that is one of the hardest hitting enemies in the game. You want to avoid getting hit by those guys as much as humanly possible, because they are the worst. You remember this room before? Guess what? I think it still works. I think we can just stand here for a couple seconds and the little teleporter block will take us to the room above. And if it doesn't, I can always go back through the other way. The way you were intended to go through, which is that little grate that you can phase through with mist. All right, it's not working. And you can't press up to do it. So that's fine. Not a big deal. Really, that was just an excuse for me to get a little drink of water. I don't think those guys drop anything cool. A Shodel! That is a new weapon. We gotta put it on. Sorry, Fistotulkus, but we have a rule. So it's a cool little melee hooked weapon that's supposed to dodge shields in the game, but I don't know if you ever find an enemy that carries a shield. Maybe 1 or 2 instances in total. That guy? Oh, he drops a monster vial. But at this point in the game, the monster vials are all but useless. Not a whole lot of value to them. I might have neglected to do one of the cooler things in the game when we got to this room, but there is a little telescope that you can look in, and the telescope will let you look out onto the water, and you'll see like a little bird fly over to it and land on the water. You'll see the ferryman who will be out on the water. There's a bunch of different things there. Also, there is a little spot right up there in the center underneath the table. There's a bird that will come there. It's an eagle, and he'll actually set up a nest. And I think if you wait long enough, he'll actually lay eggs. And by he, I mean she, of course. It's not a seahorse flying there. It's an eagle, or a bird of some kind. Uh-oh. Give me my booty back. I want my booty back. I'm not even doing it right now. Whee! All right, so we're done with the really tall tower. We're going to head this way, and we're going to head towards the Underground Cavern. I guess technically we could go this way as well. No particular reason to go one way over another. Pretty much all of them lead to rooms you got to get to at some point. Gotta be honest, this incredibly long hallway, they kind of made it about as lame as it could possibly have been made because there's not a whole lot of variety to it. It's just the same corpse weed. Every single one of these, or thorn weed. Oh, grab that. They could have put one of those Venus plants, the ones with the lady that pops out and shoots roses at you. Very careful here when you come in this room, because in the center, you can get crushed. I'm standing on a little spike trap, and as soon as I touch the floor, it pops. So you gotta be very careful here. Oh. Grab another iron ball. We have not had much use for those. I think we might find a boss eventually that I'll give it a shot on. Whoa, almost missed that. Oh, go, oh, kick out a little soul spirit or tetra spirit or whatever they're called. Actually, I have not done tetra spirit, and I don't remember what the button prompts are to do that one. That might be one of the few times I have to buy the spell book to learn how to do it. Or I suppose I could just look it up between episodes. Again, the meal ticket has a very unique utility if you actually use it as an item with duplicator, where it drops a bunch of random food items. You only get one per meal ticket normally, but if you pop in a duplicator as one of your accessories, you actually gain a far more useful benefit from that item. Oh. You can just farm all the food items you'll ever need. Actually... Soul Steal. Fortunately, those little spike traps do not count as an enemy that you can soul steal. Alright. So this is where we have our diverging point. This leads to the Underground Cavern. Here we go. Zircon. That is about as unuseful an item at this point in the game as they could have dropped. You get a handful of pennies from it. You sell it to the librarian. One diamond that we found all the way back in the clock tower. That was a nice pickup. I think that gives you 20,000. I guess the only way to find out would be to go back to the librarian and find out from him. Now, unfortunately... Oh! Let's do this. Not because I plan on using it a ton, but just to show you what this does. Big damage when you hit enemies with it. But again, that is 100 hearts per fire. So that is a very expensive item, sub-weapon. Ooh, we got another diamond. Nice. I don't think there was a ceiling here that we could break. So that would be the benefit of having the Starlight if you actually use the cross as a weapon. As one of your sub-weapons, rather. You do a huge boost in damage with the Starlight. I'm poisoned! Fortunately, all those little seeds that pop out of this, I'm assuming it's a jellyfish, do not count as enemies that you kill for experience. Because that experience would definitely go to our demon, or devil, if it did count. And now that I'm talking about the familiars, I did say I wanted to try to mix it up a little bit and have some different ones in there. Let's go ahead and swap. Oh, no, this one. So the lowest is actually sword. Let's go ahead and put sword on. Sword is a lot of fun when you actually get him to hit a target instead of just randomly flying and swinging at nothing. Especially if he gets to the point where he gains level 50 and he actually starts attacking enemies directly instead of just kind of flying in their general direction. Ow! So it'd be a good time to have the fairy because she would start using antidote to cure me of the poison, which I believe in this game all it does is it lowers your attack damage for a brief period. You don't lose health when you get poisoned. Unless you get hit again, I guess. Alright, so this is a dead end, but it has these little bastards. So the imps, and unfortunately I don't think your familiar can help you with this, but they actually can possess you. And when they possess you, you just start randomly swinging your weapon as fast as you can. It's really hard to break free of those guys. Thank you. Sword familiar carrying his end of the bargain here. Did a little attack damage. Go get the seeds. Alright, we're into the caverns now. Gotcha. We do want to swing back this way because there's a save room right here. And then we're going to drop all the way back down through the shaft, the long drop that was how we originally got in the caverns back in the regular castle. And that will cover a good chunk of the map. Plus there's a room off to the left side that we did not get to. Right here. Also, this is a good spot to farm money if you need it, because that's 400 bucks every time you pop that candelabra. Monster Vial 3. I think Monster Vial 3 is skeletons. Because I believe the ones that you get from most of the enemies in this game, the Monster Vials, are basically just a single-use summon of that particular enemy. I mean, if it was a Nova Skeleton, that would be amazing, because they do a ton of damage when they hit with that beam. But I'm not counting on that being the case. Again, if we have a nice big tanky enemy that we can fight as a boss, I'll probably take that one as the opportunity to burn through a bunch of the consumable items that do damage. Got a whole mess of meal tickets in this room. I think every one of these vases drops a meal ticket. Meal ticket, meal ticket, meal ticket. Some of the food you get in there off of the meal tickets can be very useful. Some of it can be absolute crap. And in fact, I believe the only way to get a couple of items in this game that you would normally not be able to buy or find from a drop involve you using the meal ticket. Peanuts. So there is no secret dream realm in this room that you go into. And I believe there's a handful of magic restoring items that you can only get by using the meal ticket to produce an item. I'm just going to avoid these guys. They're not worth the effort. Alright, so we are almost done. We got to check a little bit of room that's down in this long shaft area that we're next to. And once we finish those, we can head into the cavern. We'll try to fight one more boss, because there is a boss very close to where we are currently at. And then we'll go ahead and call it an episode. So I drop down here. Oop. We get it? We got it. right, that was all we needed. Just gonna pop the candelabra for an easy 400. All the way to the top. Uh-oh. Come on. There we go. Get to the save room, and then we're going to go fight the boss. Nope, no, come on, save. And I might be wrong, but I think this might be where we get the best cloak in the game. Should make sense, because this is where you got the crystal cloak, which is one of the best as well. All right, here we go, boss fight time. This might not be a bad spot to start using some of these more exotic items that we had, consumable weapons. For example, let's go ahead and burn a couple of these. Hey, it's me! No! There we go. Heads. Some health for me. Every time he walks in that, it takes damage. So that's not much of an offensive ability. It's actually defensive. Let's go ahead and use Pentagram, which does this. He dodged it. So he dodges those real hard-hitting, damaging ones. Let's go ahead and save Power of Sire, since we want to fight against someone who's not going to do that. Watch out! When he does that little thing where he's trying to counter your juggles, he can actually do some pretty hard-hitting attacks. Ouch. Thank you. Oh, let's try some throwables. I think we have some throwables in here that we could try. Let's do the shurikens. Oh, he dodged it. Oh, you just burned through all of them. Whoops. Yeah, these are not reliable if you're trying to take out an enemy just using all of these if it's a boss. See, look at these. Not great. Alright. I have a cross shuriken. I think this one does like the windmill shuriken style. No, it doesn't. He dodged it! Oh, that jerk. Uh-oh. I'm going to go on record and say the screenshot button is maybe the worst option, or the worst button they've ever put on a controller. Because I hit it by accident more than I do anything else with it, if I'm being honest. Not a great button. Okay. So we need some food or some health. Let me do... I got a bunch of potions. Alright. Let me go ahead and put my shuttle back on. Sort the items so I can find it easier. Shuttle. Now, I don't expect this to work, but we're going to try Soul Steal. Why not? Oh, see how hard that hit? Oh, that's brutal. We need some health. Come here. Come here, coward. Just fight him with my shield. Look at that. I think we found a way to beat him. It's a little cheesy, but it works. Oh, he smacked my shield away. Uh-oh. Oh, we gotta heal again. What do we got to heal? Pot roast. Okay. Uh-oh. What happened? Oh, I thought the game had crashed. The game was like, you've done this too many times. We're going to shut you off. Ow! Oh, he killed me! Oh, that fight's brutal. This is a tough fight. There's no two ways about it. The game is a very tough opponent when they play as you. But he also uses a ton of those little bouncing objects, whatever they are, the little diamonds, and those are pretty obnoxious. All right, we're going to give it one more try, and then we'll call it an episode, and I might just have to come back to this one in the next one, the next episode. One more shot. We can do this. We did find a nice little utility for the Medusa shield, though. I think it would be wise to take advantage of it. No, you don't. Doing some serious hits here. Doesn't poison me yet. Oh, look at that. Quick kill. So the shield really made the difference in this fight because he has some of the same weaknesses that we do. And that includes the ability to stone the enemy. So that shield really helped out here. Now we're going to clear this room. I don't believe there's a second boss fight at the top, or at the bottom, I guess, of this area. But once we finish this, we'll go ahead and save and call it a day for this episode. Nothing here. And this room right here, full of little octopi, is a great spot to farm if you are trying to get some experience for your Muramasa. Drinkate, my friend. Oh. Alright, well, they're a pain in the butt to kill, so we're gonna go this way. Get some more health out of them. Come on, jerk. Stop it. Ow, I thought you were dead. Let's do this. It's a cheaper way to get some health. Nope, we didn't get the cloak. We got Dark Blade. Sword forged by elves. There are a lot of elf forged swords in this game for some reason. Just go ahead and avoid them. Unfortunately, all they drop, I believe, is sushi, which is a good healing item, but it's not the most sexy of drops from an enemy. And enemies do have the ability to drop 2 items, and I honestly don't remember what the other drop is from those guys, but sushi is definitely one of them. Alright, so we finished up that section. We do want to go up here in the next episode, because there's a whole bunch of stuff up there we want to go and visit, but we're going to go ahead and head to the save room and wrap things up. So, we'll go ahead and save real quick. So we made a huge amount of progress in this episode. I would say, based on how much we managed to cover, I mean, you can see right here, we covered, oh good lord, about a third of the castle in this episode alone. Based on that amount of progress, I would say we probably have maybe 2 episodes left before we finish things out. We managed to sweep all the way back through the inverted clock tower, the inverted the library, went all the way down through the long drop all the way to the Underground Caverns, and we fought ourselves. We also fought a Frankenstein's monster and a giant bat, so we got a couple of bosses out of the way, and we picked up, I think, 2 of the relics that we need to fight Shaft. And then, of course, it's Castlevania, so you do fight Dracula, but this is the 2 of the 5 items that you have to have in order to take on the final boss fight of the game. And I don't know what we're missing as far as relics. I think one of them is Gas Cloud, which is an upgrade for the mist form that allows you to do damage as long as you're still in mist form. It's a really easy way to get some cheap kills if you're fighting an enemy that just rocks you every time they hit you. I don't remember what the other item is that we're missing. I don't think there was anything in the regular world that we missed, so maybe something that we pick up down here. But I guess we'll find out as we play through the remaining part of the Inverted Castle. That's going to do it for episode 7 of my long play of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. As always, I do appreciate each of you watching, and I will see you next time.